Ciao ragazzi, my name is Dimitry, and yes, today we are in the most Italian part of Switzerland. Welcome to Lugano. Lugano nestles on the shores of Lake Lugano, below Mount San Salvatore and Mont Bray. With its palm trees and southern flora, Lugano looks and even smells like a Mediterranean resort. But this is not what drives the city's prosperity. With a population of 70,000, Lugano is the third financial capital in Switzerland after Geneva and Zurich. It took our team 3 hours to get to Lugano from Zurich Airport by car. It would have been quicker still if we'd used the Gotthard base tunnel. Milan is an hour and a half away by road. Alongside Italian architectural details, Lugano's buildings are also typical of the area. Its streets flow up and down its many hills before arriving at typical-looking Mediterranean squares. It has the concentric pattern of a medieval town. The balconies, bursting with colorful blooms, are charming, as well as the exquisite arcades of gift shops, art galleries, and sidewalk cafes.
На обед и ужин здесь в кафешке выставляют столы. Вся она становится одним большим рестораном.
Together with Sebastiano Lurati of the Lugano Convention Bureau, we took a ride on the funicular to the new railway station. Then we descended slowly to catch our breath before passing the historic city center and taking the chance to admire the San Lorenzo Cathedral as we passed. The importance of Ticino wine production for the world was our topic of conversation as we reached our hotel. Hotel Lugano Dante is the only 4-star hotel in the city's pedestrianized downtown. The hotel's look and outdoor space, with its cafe and fountain, resembles a picturesque square from the production of Romeo and Juliet. Meanwhile, the hotel's lobby contrasts Art Deco details with cozy Scandinavian elements too. Upon arriving, I was handed a Ticino card, which gives me use of the cogwheel railway and the canton's other kinds of transport. And a special thanks to the Convention Bureau for the sunglasses, the most important accessories for exploring Lugano. In 2020, the hotel was renovated and reopened. It even has a mixology-styled lobby. We are here to learn more about the hotel from General Manager Carlo Fontana.
Because we didn't have any restaurant before, and the bar was a classical old bar. And now if you see, it's a 9 meters length bar, just in the middle of the reception. So it's completely, wow, you enter, where am I? I mean, in a food place, in a restaurant place, in a bar, or in an hotel? You have the atmosphere, you have the temperature of the hotel. Okay. If you see, we don't have the name hotel. Now we have got Lugano Dante. We are clearly a hotel, but the name is not anymore there because we are a place to be. It's like the living part of Lugano, the living room of Lugano. We have a flammer, which is a restaurant and a bar, and then the rooms are upstairs.
From the lobby, we head up to the conference center floor. Welcome to the Creative Box. This is a wonderful example of the power of design to set the perfect mood for business meetings while encouraging team activities. The ping pong table is easily converted into a conference table, for instance. The green wall in the jungle area has real vegetation with a virtual sun. Creative Box feels more like an adult playground than a conference center.
Sebastiano, thank you. You're the winner, officially.
I often make mental notes of design details. I notice the bears as spacers, the copper pots in the open kitchen, the rounded corners of the decorative facades in the lobby.
So the teddy bear was because we needed them in order to separate the seats because of the COVID rules.
None of these elements catches the eye on its own, but together they create a warm patchwork of colors, textures, and forms. Yet our hunger and the wonderful weather lured us outside.
Piazza Riforma.
Lugano is a walking city. After just a few minutes of stroll, we are on the embankment, giving us a Dolce Vita feel with Lugano views all around us. We are about to take a cruise on the lake. All aboard! We're on our boat, Dardo, with its captain, Antonio Schmidt.
Say, just come in.
Like owners taking after their pets, Antonio Ardo embodies old-school cruising from the old days with their beautiful boat, Dardo.
Смотри, что здесь есть. Стеклоподъемники. Это настоящий крузер.
Don't be deceived by its relatively modest size, however. Dardo can carry up to 45 passengers, and onboard events are numerous, from classical music concerts to parties and exclusive dinners.
I started to drive the boat in 91. I was 19 years old, and that's just for fun. And then since about 20 years I drive a boat for professional.
Dardo has been playing Lugano Lake for more than 70 years, like an old ferryman, connecting the past and the present. Not long ago, Antonio bought Dardo from its retired owner and spent the next 6 months restoring it to its mahogany glory. To the port side, you see Gandria, a small village on the shore which is 5 kilometers from the city. Originally, it was a fishing village. Local fishermen stored their catch and other perishables in grottos on the rocky shores opposite. The grottos were like refrigerators before the advent of electricity. Now these stores have been converted into restaurants, while keeping the word grotto in their names. This medieval cooling technology is still used in the wine cellars. The grotto restaurants offer Ticino specialties, i.e. polenta with rabbit, brassato, and risotto with gorgonzola. Today, the cruiser took us to Grotto Descanso for dinner. There is no other way to get here, no overland road. Both the locals and tourists appreciate this privacy, enjoying the beautiful views of the shade of open-air pavilions. Let me introduce our hearty host, Nico Pagnamenta.
We use only Ticino product, fish from Ticino. We do a carpione, is a fish cooked with vinegar. We do all the recipe. Maximum for this place is 50 people, and we can do with the sun also 150.
Okay, outside.
Outside. We have only outside.
Alongside Grotto Descanso, Nico also manages a catering company which serves the Montreux Festival. He is also a restorer, and before that, an event manager. Jokingly, locals call Nico the general promoter of the Ticino region. Dinner in a grotto, in the company of friends on a warm September night. What could be a better preparation for doing business? Good morning. Today we are going to reach new heights. We are off to Mont San Salvatore. Almost every Swiss city has its own home mountain, which gives it an almost official status. In the case of Lugano, it has Mont San Salvatore, which gives us a fitting panoramic view over the lake, the Alps, and the city. We used our Ticino card and once again took the cogwheel railway, starting our journey from Lugano Paradiso. As we leave the station, we easily find Restaurant Vetta. The veranda clings dramatically above the cliff. When you take a coffee, you feel like you're looking into eternity. Here's a few useful facts. On an exclusive basis, the restaurant can cater to more than 200 guests and is often booked for banquets. On the second and mezzanine floors, there are a number of versatile halls for training, meetings, or perhaps even solo reflection. And never forget, the word panoramic can be added to all of these options. We are on the terrace having a cup of mountain espresso while we talk to Francesco Marchesh on whether it is difficult to hold corporate events atop a mountain.
Siamo una destinazione di città, la funicolare parte da Lugano, arriva fino a San Salvatore a 900 metri sul livello del mare e abbiamo diverse famiglie che vengono su e siamo specializzati anche in banchetti e riunioni. Non è difficile perché abbiamo tutti la stessa filosofia di lavoro, dalla partenza al posteggio, alla funicolare, al ristorante, al museo, alle sale di riunioni, tutti lavorano per lo stesso obiettivo e per quello tutti i collaboratori sanno che devono lavorare per un solo obiettivo.
The panoramic view was not quite enough for us. So we climbed to the summit to enjoy the 360-degree views. On the way up, we receive a bonus of a church and a retreat for pilgrims, which has become a museum. In the 13th century, pilgrims climbed the mountain to give praise to God. Today, tourists climb along marked routes to exercise their muscles and take pictures of the best views, all the while breathing the aroma of Swiss pines as they go. What's more, these local mountains provide a unique climate for winemaking. In Lugano, I heard for the first time about a white wine made from red Merlot grapes. In search of white Merlot, we headed to Castello di Morcote estate, where we were met by the manager who gave us a brief tour. We learned the name Morcote refers to the ruins of the 12th century castle. The ruins tower over the estate, which was once used as a Lombard garrison. The garrison guarded the hill while running the estate of vineyards, olive groves, honey, and vegetable cultivation. The Giannini family has owned the vineyards for 4 generations. Apart from winemaking and restaurant business, event management is an important aspect of the Giannini's activities. The tent for banquets and weddings is installed next to the ruins. Earlier this year, they built a new venue for tasting events and production. I was lucky to be one of the first visitors. This magnificent building is a wine warehouse as well as an event venue. The winery made it to the top 100 Swiss wines of the year 2015 by the prestigious gastronomy guide Galt and Millau. All of this is managed by Gabby Giannini, who inherited the estate from her father back in 2009.
My name is Gabby. So I'm not an enologist, I'm art historian. And my grandfather built this estate together at the beginning of the 1930, so 100 years ago, more or less. And what happened, my father was not interested in wine and in the estate. When I was 30, my father decided to sell everything. And I say, Papi, please let me try to make something with this estate. And my father, no, you're a woman, you have to cook and, and so on. And I said, let me try. And at the end, he said, okay, you can try, but no help, no money, you have to do by yourself. It's important for technical reason to have the cellar in here, but also we want to bring people in our wine cellar because it's very important that people see how we work, our vision, our philosophy, and when people come here, they see and they understand. So if you see behind me, happy vines, good wines. It's simple, but it's very important, and to give the possibility for people that they understand this is my challenge.
It may be September, but it is still hot in Lugano, nearly 30 degrees in the shade. Planning a cocktail party or an evening event, I would prefer to be near the water. We leave the happy winemakers and return to the lake to visit a beach party venue. Next stop is Beach Club Al Lido. Today, Al Lido is managed by a young, ambitious team who will take on any kind of challenge. It may be a classic dinner spot inside a restaurant, but for an aperitif or barbecue party, it's the terrace or the lake beach one needs to head. Al Lido is open from March through December. In the cold, the restaurant has a heated area. There are hardly any boundaries between these spaces. An event could happen on the lawn, or the beach may be closed for a group party by prior approval by the municipal administration.
А еще у них есть опыт проведения концертов прямо со сцены, всеми делами, и permission до 11 снаружи и до конца, если внутри. Такой настоящий бич-клаб.
Our trip to Lugano would not be complete without dinner in a fine dining restaurant. Let's take a look inside this 5-star mansion on the shore. Splendid Royal proudly displays the essential features of a grand hotel lobby, a shiny grand piano, and a smart sales manager. Alex explained to us what made Splendid Royal unique.
On how you deal with myself, employees, and most definitely with clients. Now, Domenico Roberto has been executive chef first at La Veranda, still is, but I think that for any chef of that status, eventually you want your gastronomic restaurant. Hardly anything to get its first Michelin star.
Splendid Royal is all that you would expect from an old-school hotel built in the end of the 19th century, yet it is not sluggish when it comes to modernity. I was impressed by its panorama room, whose 5-meter-high glass panels blur the distinction between inside and outside. The hotel has a high service level. In 2021, Michelin awarded its first star to I Do Sud Restaurant, while making special note of the unique gastronomic philosophy of chef Domenico Roberto. Today's challenge is to find a balance between the past and the present. In addition to the classic interiors and hot cuisine, the hotel opened an informal green bar with a lake view on the hotel roof, where you can have a snack with your favorite cocktails. I fondly remember its chamber drawing room called the Wine Cellar, which has a Canton map with the names of the best, according to Splendid Royal, wine suppliers. This is how you nurture, as well as keep abreast of local winemaking traditions. Today, we have dinner at La Veranda Restaurant, Splendid Hotel's most popular hotspot, the famous White Merlot of the Ticino region at last. On advice of the chef sommelier, it was with this wine that we started our fine dining party. It was followed by the first course, an unusual dish I would call summer cream soup. It was a combination of tomatoes and lobster, which triggered my taste buds for the delicious meal to come. For the main course, we were offered a classic filet mignon in wine sauce under foie gras. I was unable to resist the springy fondant au chocolat, which was so delicate that in a moment you could only sense the creamy aftertaste with its smoky notes of bitter chocolate. Such a dinner is so rewarding. First, an unhurried conversation with interesting people whom you did not know only hours before, who you can talk to on any subject. Happy, unmasked communication on a communal table in all senses of the word. I often heard people saying, Lugano has incorporated the best of both worlds. I believe they meant the wine, cuisine, and climate of Italy, mingled with the glory of Swiss efficiency. To me, Lugano is its very distinct own world.
You need splendid hospitality, you need Lugano.
You need wine experience, you need Lugano Morcote.
You need a stunning view, you need Lugano.
You need Grotto tradition, you need Lugano.
You need both experience, you need Lugano.
You need a trendy stay, you need Lugano.
Okay.
Crazy.
Ready?
All right.